Hey guys, it's the girl YEM, and today we are going to talk about, is God real? Does he exist? Is there a such thing as God? But before we do that, it's your girl YEM, and I'm coming to you live from home. Yeah, because we're at home right now. And I just want to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, if this is your first time. Like the video, leave a comment in the comment section, and share it if it's a blessing. Okay guys, let's get into it. All right, so over the last few weeks / months at this point, things have been getting really real. Am I right, guys? Things have been getting really real, and this whole idea of whether God is really real, I think has come to light, and I think a lot of people who had previously just completely shunned the idea are now starting to explore. I know my sister told me on TV there was a commercial for prayer. Like, when did that ever happen before? So people are actually starting to kind of explore this idea and this topic of whether or not God exists. And of course, well, I believe that he exists. But a couple of years ago, I ran into this, let's just call it a modern day parable that I think so accurately and precisely describes God and our relationship with God and how that all plays out. So I'm going to read it directly, so bear with me, I'm reading it off my phone. But just as I read, just kind of think of the parallels that you see in today's society. In a mother's womb were two babies. One asked the other, "Do you believe in life after delivery?" The other replied, "Why, of course. There has to be something different after delivery. Maybe we are here to prepare ourselves for what will be later." "Nonsense," said the first. "There's no life after delivery. What kind of life would that be?" The second said, "I don't know, but there will be more light than here. Maybe we'll walk with our legs and eat from our mouths. Maybe we'll have other senses that we can't understand now." The first replied, "That is absurd. Walking, is impossible, and eating with our mouths, ridiculous. The umbilical cord supplies the nutrition and everything we need, but the umbilical cord is so short, so life after delivery is logically to be excluded." The second insisted, "Well, I think there's something, and maybe it's different than it is here. Maybe we won't need the physical cord anymore." The first replied, "Nonsense. And moreover, if there is life, then why has no one ever come back from there? Delivery is the end of life. And in the after delivery, there is nothing but darkness and silence and oblivion. It takes us nowhere." "Well, I don't know," said the second, "but certainly we will meet Mother, and she will take care of us." The first replied, "Mother? You actually believe in Mother? That's laughable. If Mother exists, then where is she now?" The second said, "She's all around us. We are surrounded by her. We are of her. It is in her that we live. Without her, this world would not and could not exist." Said the first, "Well, I don't see her, so it is only logical that she doesn't exist." To which the second replied, "Sometimes when you're in silence and you focus and you really listen, you can perceive her. You can perceive her presence, and you can hear her loving voice calling down from above." Okay, so that's the end of this modern day parable. But as you can see there, it just really talks about how the things that we can't see are actually more real, right? So because we're all spirits, and the spiritual realm actually controls what happens in the physical. So we can synonymize that the spiritual realm in this example is life outside of the womb. But then that's all they know. Those two babies are life inside the womb. And so they feel, because that's all they know, that that's all there is. But we all know that there's life after delivery. In fact, longer, deeper, way more intense in so many things. But I just want to take us to one scripture, Romans 1:20. And Romans 1:20 says, "Ever since God created the world, His invisible qualities, both his eternal power and his divine nature, have been clearly seen. And they are perceived in the things that God has made. So those people have no excuse at all. And of course, that last sentence is in reference to the couple of scriptures that are before in verse 18. Let me just read that just so that we're clear here. In verse 18, it says, God's anger is revealed from heaven against all sin and evil of the people whose ways prevent the truth from being known. So there are people who are trying to prevent this idea of God existing. And verse 19 says, God punishes them because what can be known about God is plain to them. For God himself made it plain. And then verse 20 talks about his invisible qualities, his eternal power, his divine nature have been clearly seen. So does God exist? Absolutely. Right? And we are going to talk a lot more about this in this series. Go ahead and continue to tune in, and we'll just kind of talk about this God and how he manifests himself and how he shows himself clearly in creation and how he proves himself. We don't even have to do all of the proving. He proves himself that he exists. And I want you to be encouraged right now, because in this time we need something to believe in, right? We need something to put our hope in, to put our faith in, because honestly, when we look outside, things are pretty bleak. And of course, we can't even really get outside because we're on quarantine. But we need something to hold on. We need something to put our faith in and put our hope in. And it's this God that is clearly seen all over. So we'll delve more into that in the next few parts of our series. But until then, guys, once again, make sure you go ahead and like, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section, and share the video. And also turn on that notification bell. Until next time, guys. See ya. Bye.